Hello everyone. Welcome to the video tutorial series of the web development. I am your instructor Varsha Tak. Let's start our today's lecture. So at the end of this video, you will be able to learn about the different types of list. Okay, so there are different types of lists. Suppose you want to display the content in the list form. So at that time, you can use the different type of list. Suppose you want to use 1, 2, 3, you want to use the different bullet. So, and if you want to define the descriptive list, so you can use these different types of list in the HTML. So let's see the HTML list. So what is HTML list? HTML lists are used to specify the list of the information. All the lists may contain one or more list element. Okay, so numbers of elements you can add in the list element. There are three different types of lists that is supported by the HTML. So one is the ordered list, or we can say it is a numbered list, and that is defined as a OL tag. Unordered list or bulleted list, and it is defined by the UL tag, and description list or definition list, it is defined by the DL tag. Okay, so let's see this list one by one and how to define this list in the HTML. What are the different attributes that we can specify using this list? So let's start with this HTML list. So first list is HTML ordered list or numbered list. Okay, so in the ordered HTML list, all the list items are marked with the numbers by default. It is known as the numbered list also. Okay, so whenever you will use this OL list, so by default it will define the number for each and every list item that you have defined. The order list start with the OL tag and the list item start with the LI tag. So whatever the list item you want to define in the list tag, so for that purpose you have to use this LI tag, and for order list you have to use this OL tag. So here you can see this is an ordered HTML list. Here you can see this is the ordered content that 1, 2, 3, 4, first item, second item, third item, and fourth item. So like this way, whenever you will use this ordered list, it will display the content in this format. Now ordered list attribute. So first attribute is a reversed. So by default it will display in the ascending order 1, 2, 3, 4. But suppose you want to display it in the descending order 4, 3, 2, 1. So at that time you can use this reversed. This boolean attribute specifies that the list items are in the reverse order and item will be numbered from high to low. Now this is a start attribute, an integer to start counting from the list item. Okay, so always an Arabic numeral will be there whenever you will use this OL list. So by default, it will display it in 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So even when the numbering type is letter or Roman numerals, you can use. So for example, to start numbering elements from the letter D or the Roman numeral IV, use start is equal to 4. Okay, so like this way you can use this start is equal to 4, but for that purpose you have to use the different attribute, that is type attribute. Okay, so here the type attribute is what? It sets the numbering type. Okay, so which type of numbering you want to use? So A for the lowercase, capital A for the uppercase letter, I for the lowercase Roman numerals, and capital I for the uppercase Roman numerals, and 1 for the numbers, that is by default. So we don't have to specify this, it will display in the by default. So let's see this OL list. So you will have the better idea how to define this OL list and how to use this type of different attributes in the OL list. So let's see. So now let's see over here. This is the just a simple ordering list practical in which I have defined this HTML document. Title is equal to my cookie. Okay, and here in the body portions we have defined that it is a muffin recipe. So what we have to do when we are going to cook the muffin. So here in the OL, just this is the OL tag. Here this I have commented everything. Okay, and here this you can see the how to define the comment in the HTML also. Here you have to use this angular sign, then this exclamatory sign and double dash, and to complete the comment you have to use the double dash and this closing angular sign. Okay, and here I have defined this list content. So here you can see this li you have to start and li you have to end. And this is not compulsory. If you will just use this li and after that you start with another li, then also it will display it is in the list form. Okay, so let's see the output of this, how this will be displayed. So let's see, just execute this. So here you can see this is a muffin recipe that is in bold, and here this is the title, that is my cooking, and here you can see this is the recipe steps that is displayed in the 1 2 3 4 5. So it is a by default order, that is Arabic numeral and 1 2 3 4 5. Now suppose I want to change this, so what will happen? So do over here, suppose I have defined this type is equal to I. Okay, just this reverse we will use afterwards. Okay, so type is equal to I, that means it will display in the small Roman numerals. Got it? So let's see the output of this. Just save it and just refresh this page. So here you can see 1 2 3 4 5. So that is in what? In Roman numerals, in the small Roman numerals. Same thing, suppose you want to display with the capital I, and I am using over here reversed. Got it? So just save it and just execute this practical or refresh the page, both you can do. So here you can see this is the capital Roman numerals and it is in the reversed order because we have used this in the reversed order. Got it? So you can use such different type. Suppose I am defining A. Okay, so here it will display in the again reverse order with this. So just refresh the page. So E, D, C, B, A, like this way you can use. Got it? So like this way you can use this ordering list with the different attribute. And suppose you want to start, suppose I want to start is equal to suppose 5. Okay, and here I am not defining this reversed and I am not defining this type. So what will happen? Let's see. Just execute this spectacle. So here you can see it will start at a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in all the types you can use the start, and suppose you have defined this type is equal to I, then it will start with this Roman capital 5. Okay, so like this way you can use the ordered list with this different types of attribute. And for more detailed information, suppose you want to define the different content, so at that time you can use the cascading style sheet that we will see later on. So using the HTML tag, you can do the such type of formatting with the ordered list. Now let's see the unordered list. So next is the HTML unordered list or bulleted list. So here in HTML unordered list, all the list items are marked with the bullets. Okay, so it is also known as the bulleted list also. That means all the list items that is marked with the bullet or any bullet type that you want. The unordered list start with the UL tag and the content in the UL tag that you can define using the li tag as we have done in the OL tag. So here you can see this is the unordered HTML list example. Here this is the bulleted text. So that is the unordered list. Here we are not specifying any numerals. They are just in the bulleted content. Okay, and here you can use the type attribute for the UL tag to specify the type of the bullet you like. So by default, it is a disk and the following are the possible options. So by default, this is a disk type. But suppose you want to use the square type and suppose you want to circle type. So at that time, you can use this type attribute. But we don't have the reverse attribute and start attribute over here because we have the same same bullets for each and every content, and we don't want in the reverse order. So reverse is not there and start is not there as an attribute in the unordered list attribute. Just we have the type attribute, that is a square, disk and circle. And if we want the more type, suppose you want to use image as a type, then also you can for that you can use the specified in style sheet that we will again see later on. So now let's check this practical for the unordered list, so you will have the better idea about this. So let's see over here. This is the unordered list document. Here again we have defined the HTML document in which we have defined a title unordered list, in which we have defined the unordered list. So to define the unordered list, you can use the UL tag, and to define the list content, you can use this li tag. Okay, so let's execute this practical. So let's see the output of this, how this list will be displayed. So here you can see this list will be displayed like this. Okay, so just close other tabs. Okay, so this list will be displayed like this. Now let's use the different types. Okay, so here just use the different type attribute. Suppose now I am using type is equal to, by default is what? Disk. Okay, so just use it and check it. So here you can see the by default is this. So here you can see this is disk. And again, if you will execute this, the same output will be there because the by default is a disk type. So here you can see the same type is there. Now just change this type as a square. Okay, so if you will use this disk, so the solid circle is that, and now suppose I am doing the square. So let's see, here you can see this is in square. Okay, and again you can change it circle. So this will be the hollow circle. So let's just refresh the page. So you will have the better idea about this. So here it is a hollow circle and here it is a disk. So that means it is a solid circle. So this is the difference between two lists. Okay, when two list type, disk and circle, and square will display the bullets in the square. Got it? So this is what the unordered list. Now next list is HTML description list or the definition list. So, okay, so HTML description list is also a list style which is supported by the HTML. Okay, so it is also known as the definition list, or where entries are listed like a dictionary or encyclopedia. So the definition list is very appropriate when you want to present the glossary list of terms or the other name value list. So at that time you can use this definition list. Suppose you want to provide the HTML hypertext markup language, HTTP hypertext transfer protocol, TCP transmission control protocol. So this is what the descriptive list. Okay, so for this purpose, you can use such type of list. The HTML definition list contains the following three tags. That is a DL tag that defines the start of this list, DT tag that defines the term, and DD that means defines the description. So DL that means indications of the definition or description list, DT that means HTML. So that is your term HTML. And I am defining the hypertext markup language. So that is our data definitions, or we can say the term definitions. Okay. Okay, so let's see first the output of this definition list. So here you can see I have used this definition list over here. Okay, so HTML definition list, just a name I have given, the title I have given, then the DL, that is the starting point of this definition list. After that we have defined the term DT, that is HTML, and here I will use the bold so it will have the special effect. Okay, then DD, this stands for the hypertext markup language. After that we have completed this DT content and new DT start, that means a new term is there, HTTP. So this stands for the hypertext transfer protocol. And after that I have started the new DT, that is XML. This stands for the extensible markup language. Got it? So this is what the data definition list. So like this way you can use this definition list, and let's check the output of this. So you will have the better idea how this definition list will be displayed. Okay, so here you can see this is the definition list. Here this is the term and this is the description of this term and description of this term and description of this. So like this way you can define this definition list. So if you want the definitions for the different terms, so at that time you can use this definition list. Okay. So in this video, we have learned about the different types of list, which are this list, that is the ordered list, unordered list, and the definition list. In ordered list, we have the different attribute, that is a type. So different types of type numerals you can use, whether it is a Roman, ABCD, or just Arabic numerals. Okay, and if you want to display it in the reversed order, then also it is possible. And if you want to start at some specific numbers, then also it is possible using its attribute. And then in the UL, we have one attribute that you can display the bullets in the different format like a disk, circle, and the square. And in definition list, whenever you want to use the definitions type of list, for example, HTML hypertext markup language, and you want to display the definitions of the something, some terms, so at that time you can use this definition list. Okay, so this is all about this lecture. Remaining interesting topic we will cover in the next lecture. Thank you for watching. We will meet in the next lecture with a new topic. Thank you.